What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show, United States of America, Part 2. I think the most important thing here in America is to believe in God. And I understand a lot of people are non-believers, they're atheists, and it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, we look at history and realize, there's a lot of messed up stuff that has happened, not just here in America, but nationwide. I mean, look at all the wars that have happened over and over again, and we're still going to war right now in 2023. That's crazy, but I think it's the faith in God and Jesus that's really going to overcome some of these obstacles. But I can understand why some people don't believe in God. I mean, we look at America, over 400 years of slavery in America, which is a terrible thing. Who would come up with these ideas? Was it Christopher Columbus? Was it the demons? What was it? What was the cause of slavery over 400 years? And then we go to the Holocaust from 1941 to 1945. Over 6 million people died innocently in gas chambers. I mean, it all started off with Hitler. And there's a theory dealing with Hitler is that when he was a little kid, a younger man saved Hitler from drowning when he was a kid. Imagine if he didn't save Hitler from drowning. I think, a lot more people would be saved. But at the end of the day, the Holocaust was another terrible thing. I mean, over 6 million innocent lives being lost. And it makes sense why, if you were in the Holocaust or you had a relative in the Holocaust, it would kind of make sense where you're like, do I really believe in God? Does God want this? Does God want death on earth? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think so. I think everyone is born with a free will. I think we all have a choice to make. Either we could do good or do bad. And obviously death is upon all of us, which is sad, really. I mean, when I was a kid, I never thought I was going to die. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would never cross my mind ever, death. But it's part of life. It's part of the cycle. But I just think, looking at history, it's kind of messed up, right? And we look at World War One, over 8 million people died in World War One. What was the cause of that? World War Two, over, 70 to 85 million people, let alone the Soviet Union lost over 27 million people in World War II. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I had great-great-grandfather fight in the World War II. And now, if he did not survive, obviously my father wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be here right now, which is crazy, right? But we have to understand in America, they did fight for our freedom at one point. Even though, early on, it wasn't that way. Even before the 1500s. I mean, before this was actually United States of America, this was like the Native Americans' land. And it's messed up. Then we go to the Civil War, fighting our own people. The North versus the South back in 1861 to 1865. Over 620,000 people died in the Civil War. That's fighting our own brothers and sisters in our backyard. Literally, here in America, the Battle of Gettysburg, right there. It's Civil War right there, dude. That is crazy. We're fighting our own people, in our own backyard. Literally making ourselves weaker in America back in the later to 1800s. That is crazy, dude. Civil War was insane. And then Pearl Harbor, over 2,000 people died in Hawaii, getting bombed from Japan. It's crazy. I mean, look at the destruction, right? We look at everything. Vietnam War, we should have never even been in Vietnam War. Over 2 million people died in Vietnam War. It's just obviously the wars. We don't want to see a World War III here in America. Never. We don't want to see any type of wars here. And we understand what's going on in Ukraine and Russia right now. And they're fighting over the same stuff that these guys were fighting over. They're fighting over land and power. That's what they're fighting over. Like land and power, that's it, dude. And they're willing to risk people's lives to get this type of land and get this type of power. It's crazy. It is insanely crazy. But, and I can make sense of why some people are non-believers. But right now, here in America in 2023, everybody should be a believer right now, because I just think here in America, a lot of people will take it for granted right now. I feel like right now we have the most freedom. Imagine being born back in the 17 or 1800s, dude. We didn't have that type of freedom that we do today. We don't have the type of freedom. Like back then, they didn't have the type of freedom to go to like McDonald's or just go anywhere you want in the United States of America. Go to a different state if you want to. Fly somewhere else. Fly out of the country if you have a passport. Go somewhere else, obviously if you don't have a felony. But, you can just go anywhere now. Obviously it's going to cost you, but at the end of the day, this is more freedom than we've ever had before. Like straight up. Like imagine being born, during the Holocaust in 1941, dude. Like imagine being in there. Like that's crazy, but this is why I believe in the Bible. I believe in the New Testament. I believe in Jesus, of what he preaches. Turn the other cheek, love your neighbor. Love these type of people. But in Revelations, they said it. This was in Revelation number 9, released. So this is what he said in Revelation. Released 4 angels who are bound in the great river of Euphrates, which is in the Middle East. So the 4 angels under the Euphrates right now, it's getting drowned, right? It's getting dried up, and obviously, it used to flow. Like literally 2 years ago, there was so much water in the Euphrates out in the Middle East. Now he wants the angels to be released, and he knows when the very hour, the very day, the very month, the very year, when they're going to release and kill 1/3 of mankind, which it kind of seems messed up, right? Why would God want to kill 1/3 of mankind? But we have to realize that 1/3 of angels dropped down from heaven, dude. They betrayed Jesus. They betrayed God, dude. They were jealous of God. That's all it really was. That's why Satan fell from heaven, because he wanted God. He wanted his power. He wanted to be above God. He was jealous of Michael the Archangel. He wanted to be, that warrior like Michael the Archangel is. He was jealous of him, dude. And that's really what happened. And I do believe all the way from the first book, of Genesis, dude, Adam and Eve. I believe if Adam and Eve did not commit sin of the tree of knowledge, I do think right now we would be living in heaven right now, dude. Like there would be no sin here on earth. Imagine that. No sin whatsoever, dude. That'd be great, right? No sin at all. No pain we have to deal with from day to day. We don't have to worry about, getting flipped off or getting yelled at, you know what I'm saying? Or getting in a fight or getting shot at in a public spot randomly, like we're seeing today here in America. Like the school shootings, for example. Like that's just insane, dude. Like I'm not just gonna blame Adam and Eve, but I do believe we do have free will to where we can decide to do right or wrong here. What are we gonna decide here? But in Revelations, what they're saying right now is, the 4 demons are gonna be released from the Euphrates River, and basically they're going to wipe out 1/3. And I think that 1/3 who's targeting are the non-believers, the atheists, the people who really mock God, who make fun of God. There's people here in America that really make fun of God, or they're the same people that step on the American flag, that burn the American flag. Those aren't true patriots. Those aren't true Americans, dude. Like, we have to understand, like, who fought for our freedom today, right now in 2023? It was the American troops back in World War I, back in World War II. Like, all this stuff, right? All this mass destruction. I think it is kind of people who, for example, like the Holocaust and Hitler. I do think Hitler was possessed by a demon. Now, I'm not just going to blame that on all the innocent lives he killed and murdered and just designed it to be like these type of concentration camps, which is crazy, right? It's mind-boggling that they still have Auschwitz up, dude. Like, they should burn all that down. I understand, people go see the museum and read history, but I don't like that type of stuff. I think all of history that we know about leading up to this point, I think, just to remember it is just kind of, I don't like that, dude. I want to kind of forget about the terrible things that happened in the past, dude. I don't want to ever remember these type of things, but, the old cliche is history repeats itself, right? But I hope it doesn't. I hope we don't see a World War III, because right now in America, what we're seeing is chaos. We're seeing fights. We're seeing people who are really aggressive for, just over petty stuff, dude. Where people are literally getting shot over something so petty. Over, it could be a pair of shoes. It could be because you cut somebody off on the highway, dude. Something like that, and you can get shot at just like that. You could end your life just off one little mistake, one petty mistake, dude. Really immature, right? Where it's just like, dude, we shouldn't even be fighting over this type of stuff. But we're seeing it here in America. But that's why I think here in America today, right now, we do need God. That's our most important thing right now. Obviously, we need water, oxygen, but we need God, dude. Because without God, we're seeing it first sight. What is America like without God? Let's live a godless, life. And it's being pushed so much. All this other stuff, all this wicked stuff is being pushed, dude. It's antichrist, and we're becoming kind of like devilish in a way. In our ways, everything that we're broadcasting, we're consuming, dude. We're consuming all this negative energy, dude, from the news, what they're feeding us. The news wants to tell us what we want to hear. here, right? They don't want to tell us really what's going on in the real world here. So I just think we got to keep our eyes open and we got to stay focused on God because, like I said, that's the most important thing. Because if we don't, if we continue to live this godless life, I mean, look what happens, dude. Look what happened to all the world wars, dude. Like there were so many godless people, so many godless leaders out there, false prophets, dude. Like we could go back to the Egyptian days, dude. Like we could go all back when Julius Caesar was around. He thought he was God, dude. Like all these cats, man. A lot of them really thought they were just above everything. Like they thought they created the heavens and the earth. They thought they created all the trees. They thought they created everything. But little did they know they were just same thing as every human on this earth right now. We're dust. Dust we are, dust we will return. I believe that fully. But I just think here in the United States, we must, really respect who gave us our freedom today. Because imagine if me and you were born 100 years ago, it'd be so different right now. We wouldn't have this opportunity. It would just be so different. It would be so. That's why I think I'm born at the right time, dude. Really, I was born in the 90s, which was great. I didn't have the iPhones just yet. I was definitely born in that new generation of, all right, this is the, social media. This is the internet age right here. But I just think with generations that come in the future, it's going to get more crazy because I do think artificial intelligence and just the media is just going to get quicker and quicker, and technology is going to advance faster and faster, which I don't necessarily think is good for humanity. I really don't. But overall, in the United States, present day in 2023, we need God, we need peace, and we need love. Because without these things, dude, we're going to continue to go down this slippery slope that we're going down right now. We're going to continue to riot. We're going to continue to rob. We're going to continue to kill. And that's really what's going on right here. And if you guys don't see this is crazy because it's like, this is happening. There's like two sides of America, right? We have the good side where everybody wants to see the grass is greener on this side, and then we have the other side where we necessarily don't see this stuff happening. We don't see all the shootings that are happening every single day in Chicago right now. We don't see that. The media doesn't want you to know that. Okay, the media doesn't want you to know that there were 6 homicides today. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. So I just think we need God, dude, because without God, we're going to continue to go down this path, and we're going to continue to just go down a devilish slope where it's just like we're not going anywhere. We're not growing. This isn't the life that we want to live. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, want to blame God for their mistakes or miscues. Or my hand wasn't dealt like your hand. You had a better life than me. But I just think overall, if we put faith in God and work hard here in America to what we want to achieve, you can do it, dude. Like, there's no one stopping us, dude. That's why I love America. That's why I think America today is the greatest country ever, dude. Because people want to live here. They understand the opportunity here. There's many jobs here. You have to put in the work here. Like, just as a magical wand and boom, it shows up. No, like you got to do that. So I just think in America, we got to stand for the flag. We got to 100% stand for the troops. That's one of the most disappointing things that I see here in America is, people bad mouthing the American troops. It's sick, dude. It's really disturbing. Don't even give respect to the men in their 80s and 90s right now that fought for our freedom today. If we see them out at the restaurant, we should pay for their bill. We should help them out. That's what I'm saying here is never take it for granted. So I think first and foremost, put God first, and we will go and we will rise over the wickedness that is happening, not just here in America, but in the world, baby. It's the Cloudwood Cab Show. Let's go!